What's up everybody, welcome to more Heroes of the Storm on Khaldor TV, and today we have a pretty cool map on Haunted Mines. It's in general a map that I really love to cast because it's very dynamic and there's a lot of comeback potential. In the past it was very snowbally, and that was one of the main concerns that the community had when it came to competitive play on Haunted Mines. But Blizzard started to address that issue already a few patches back, and they had another change in the last one. Now the first Golem, and that only is for the first Golem, after that it doesn't really matter anymore, so the second one is as it was before, and the third one and so forth. But with the first Golem, after you gather up 60 skulls, you can't really increase the strength of the Golem any longer. So the only thing that you will accomplish by gathering more than 60 skulls is to make sure that your opponent's Golem is weaker. So that helped a bit with making the map less snowbally. And this is of course one of those things where we sometimes now see the map in competitive play. Not that much, but every now and then it happens. And this tournament is one of them. We have Fancy, starts with an F as well, but a bit of a different team. Fancy is going up against Alternate here, and both of the teams meet in the semi-final, so it is a best of one here at the, I think it was the GO4Heroes tournament. I'm actually pretty sure that it was, because sometimes I get a bit confused. Saturday is always Zotic, Sunday is always GO4Heroes, and sometimes, yeah. So that was definitely the GO4Heroes tournament. It is a pretty cool game, it's a pretty fun map, and I really hope that you enjoy it. We see haunted maps, in my opinion, not often enough. We need a bit more variety, and therefore I'm very happy that I can present you with this game between Team Fancy and Alternate on Haunted Mines.
Haunted Mines, ladies and gentlemen, in the semi-final of the GO4Heroes tournament. We have Alternate going up against Team Fancy, and to the left side of the map it is Alternate with Khaldor on Malfurion, Nande on Illidan, Gluehammer with ETC, and Guccio on Zagara, as Dark Wonix is playing Tyrande in this match. To the right side of the map, in red, we have their opponents. It is Team Fancy with Devis on Zeratul, Blumby on Diablo, Crosby on Sylvanas, Dark Mok on Vala, and Tangje is playing Uther. This is going to be a pretty awesome game actually, because, well, Haunted Mines is not a map that you see all that often in competitive play, and it's pretty cool that we have it in the semi-final here. We have also an interesting first talent on Zagara. You don't see that these days all that often, especially now that creep spread is being highly valued by teams in general. But we have the corpse feeder here, so that the roachlings take 30% less damage from non-heroic sources. That means, of course, that it includes towers, and that it makes it easier for you to push, which is the reason why they go for it now, because they want to try and just push as hard as they can. Stealing the opponent's watchtower, look at that, sneaky, not too bad, not shabby. So they're gonna try and push the Golem lane. Actually, they are not. The Golem lane up to the top for the blue team is one that they completely ignore, since they have Sylvanas against them, and they decide to push the bottom lane. Traditionally, the Golem lane is the one that you try and push in so that you get the most out of your own Golem later on. In this case, that doesn't happen. And on Haunted Mines, especially the early stages of the game are very important. The first mine is very important, even though Blizzard changed the map a bit. So the first Golem, and only the first, can only go to 60%, to 60 skulls. You can of course harvest more than 60 skulls, but the Golem is not going to get stronger after the first 60. You can just deny skulls to your opponent. Really aggressive opening here already with a 4-man lane on for both of the teams here. And yeah, the first mine is still very important, even though there is that limitation. As you can see right now, it is really that attempt to push in heavily with the corpse feeder talent. We're also having a right-click build on Vala, going for Rancor on level 1, with the Wind, of course, the talent of choice for Sylvanas. And the rotation to the bottom lane with Diablo already happening. So Fancy is trying to go in at the bot lane. Oh, Dark Mok is in trouble, nearly getting stunned, and they take him out. Vala is gone, and that's a very important kill now, but we have the counter-aggression here from Fancy. Dev is jumping back in the last second, really well done, and it's a double kill against Krolu, and oh my god, Sylvanas now dying too. I can't believe that Dev is survived, but Illidan jumps in and says, "Hello friend, how you doing today? You were not prepared." And yeah, that's exactly the story, how the story went here. Illidan kills Zeratul, and suddenly it's 2 kills versus 3. Alternate at the end of the day ends up in the better position, and we're having Guccio claiming the first skulls here at the bot lane. But of course, with the death timers being really low, we're having Alternate already in the mines as well, and Tangje is going to try to block Nanda off here. Devis comes in from the top. Zeratul with the bombs. They're trying to go for Nanda, and Illidan, is he going to get away here? Very unlikely. Actually, with this particular move, they can. Blink, blink, blink. Blink, and there it is. Gets the blink in. And of course, Nanda is not going to make it here. Or is he? Already being chased, jumps back again. I cannot believe that he's still alive. Davis is trying to hunt him down, but he gets unhorsed from a creep. In the mines, we have Zagara dying, and the move against Dark Onix on his Tyrande. I cannot believe that Illidan actually survived here. Very well done on the side of Alternate, but now we have them with Zagara still dead, but they got 60 skulls already, and that's the most that they can get out of the situation, so they decided to just move onto the bottom lane again and push that in. Crosby needed to move back now too on his Sylvanas, and it is the attempt to catch a few opponents off guard with their move back into the mines. Really aggressive early game here, and I'm absolutely loving it. 3 kills against 3, they steal a few of the skulls away, and they go for Tongjae. Tongjae is not going to survive that. Uther already down. The question is, will Zeratul get away? Oh, there could be an owl, there could be a stun, there could be anything. If they get close enough to Zeratul, they will be able to take him on. He is revealed for now, and Gluehammer is there. Face melt and guitar to the face. Finishes off Zeratul, so it's 5 kills against 3, and they leave the mines at the bot lane, starting to push that in already. It's a pretty cool start actually in the match here. I'm really liking it. And so far, Fancy is starting to struggle. They had on level 4 then Venom on Sylvanas, but that didn't help them. We have Vorpal Blade chosen for Zeratul's level 4 talent, and that's of course going to be the start of the right-click build on the hero instead of the usual caster build. Both teams going for the Siege Giant camp now, and you want to take that roughly at the time that their opponent's Golem passes the wall or the fort. So they should take it right now. Tongjae should move for the camp, and he does. What that accomplishes is that the Siege Giants are going to be behind this wall once they start attacking the Golem, so you will have for the entire time the Siege Giants doing their thing and helping out. They took them even a bit too late. Usually you want to take it when the Golem is roughly past the opponent's fort. So that's what we normally see. In this case, they waited a bit too long. Doesn't really matter. The golems are gonna, or the siege giants are gonna help out regardless. Level 7 talent already on the board for Alternate, and they use that to push in. They took also Mule on Tyrande, which is a great talent on this map in particular. It's also awesome on Sky Temple and Blackheart Space, since on all 3 of those maps the objectives attack structures directly, and that's where you want to use Mule if you can. Level 7 talent now coming into play also for Fancy, and Fancy is trying to push in the bot lane, and that's where Sylvanas comes, of course, into play with her passive talent. It's amazing to make sure that you disable the structure, and if you can use that together with the Golem, then you're always in a good spot, because it keeps your Golem alive for longer and helps him to push in. Yeah, searing attacks here used on the side of Zeratul. A kill against Diablo, that shouldn't have happened. He was apparently out of position there. And yeah, this is going to become extremely interesting. I mean, Zeratul deciding to go into the right-click build is already an interesting move, but they suffer a kill against Val now as well, and suddenly Alternate is dominating this map. They are already on level 9, they will close in on 10 when the next mines open, and that's going to be a very, very good position for them to get a very strong and powerful second Golem. Right now, we're having them take the hard camp in the mid lane. This hard camp does usually not do a whole lot. So when you end up in a Hero League game, in a quick match game, make sure that you don't really prioritize the hard camp on this map too much. If you can get it, of course, without anything else being neglected, then you should always try and do that. But the Siege Giant camps are stronger on this map in particular, if you only have time to get one of them. So that's always the judgment call that you have to make there, but oftentimes getting, or like trying to push for the hard camp doesn't really help you. If your opponent is trying to steal that out, then you can always try to contest them, of course, but way too many people over prioritize the hard camp on this map. It's more about the Siege Giant camps that are really important here. And well, in this case now we're having, of course, after the first mines, nearly a level 10 for Team Alternate, which is great for them. We're having for the opponents 9 not even on the board yet, and with the mines opening in roughly a minute again, this is a very, very bad spot for Team Fancy to be in. We have Maw and Metamorphosis already chosen here on the side of Alternate, with Starfall, Tranquility coming in. And I guess it's going to be that stage dive on. No, it's the mosh pit on ETC. Wow, look at that. Going for the mosh pit, trying maybe to maul a couple of heroes, getting close enough with ETC, power sliding in and using that mosh pit, something that they could do. Stage dive, of course, normally a talent that you see, especially on very big maps. I guess on this one you don't necessarily need it, but right now we're seeing them in position for an attempted move against the opponent's team. They're gonna go for it. It was a nice trap though. I mean, if they get the fight here with 10 versus 9, they're gonna be in a great position, but they're already moving down into the mines, and they are trying First of all, to lay a bit of a trap there, but of course you can tell from up above if there is somebody. You have like that small window here, and you can see ETC right there on his money pick. Always reminds me of food when I see that. Bacon right there, bacon and beef. But they go for the skulls now, and they already split out. We're having, without the level 10 Fancy in just such a horrible position. They're going into the mines, but they know that this is basically already a lost cause. They need that level 10 talent. They can't fight a team fight without the heroic abilities. It's very suicidal, but they don't really have a choice here. And they're trying to find maybe a hero that they can isolate, and ETC is the one hero that they meet first. But with that mosh pit, they need to be very careful. Nande is using his ultimate to jump in. Maybe a bit over-eager there. But we are seeing them lock down Tangjae and Uta already dead. Still no level 10. There comes the Maw, only hitting one hero, but the Starfall is in play now too. They lose Zagara, and here is the mosh pit against two of the heroes. Crosby is about to die. Yes, Sylvana's dead. And Zeratul just barely got away. The problem is that they might lose Vala. Nah, it doesn't really look likely. But still, the issue or the problem is, of course, that this boss or the Golem here is going to drop all of its remaining skulls that they picked up by Alternate, and that will result in them having 92 Skull Golem, which is atrocious to deal with in the second mine phase. This is going to be very, very difficult for them to handle. Sylvanas could lock down the structures down here to allow the Golem for Fancy to push as much as it can. There's an attempt of two of the players to maybe catch somebody off guard down in the mines that forgot to hit that B button fast enough, but they can't get that kill in either. The hard camp is one of the things that they're apparently trying to take right now if he comes back on the map, but that's 45 seconds, so that's not going to happen anytime soon. We have them move with 5 heroes at the top of the map. They are on the same talents, but that boss is going to be really difficult to deal with. This is the only chance. Forcing that fight right now before the boss is up, and oh my god, that setup is crazy good. 4 hero mosh pit, Guccio dies instantly, and Tyrande as well. Team Fancy, what the hell? They get a quadruple kill. Oh my god. Best setup with a Void Prison ever, catching 4 heroes there, and now they can try and take that boss down. They will lose the keep regardless, but that was the best position that they could ever get. Unbelievable. This could have been the end of it. If that's a 5 versus 5 fight on top of the boss and he gets single stunned against one of the Team Fancy members, the game is basically over. But with that, they lose a key, but they still keep the game alive. And that is a crazy, crazy turn of events right now. I mean, the keep is gone, and that is annoying as hell, but killing that boss without losing more than that, that is definitely an accomplishment. A 4-man kill in that last battle, that was really well done. Absolutely amazing. Vala, I mean, that wailing arrow, that apocalypse, then the Rain of Vengeance there. Oh, such a good coordination that we saw for Team Fancy. It was incredibly well executed. And now we're having them still with a talent disadvantage, but I mean, it's only one level that they're behind right now, and that's manageable at this point. We're having Ice Block taken, Spell Shield for Zagara to keep her alive a bit against that burst that we're seeing on the side of Team Fancy. Davis is already moving back, and the defense here against 2 of the camps, Darkmorg, Dumbo and Tongjae, they are in position. We have the giant camp taken away though, and yeah, they have to be careful over here now because, well, Gluehammer, no fucks given. ETC moving in, really nice wailing arrow. Look at that again! They go for it once more. They have the apocalypse, and there it hits, and Gluehammer is about to die. A triple kill and a quadruple kill is coming in. Alternate gets eradicated twice in a row. I'm not quite sure what that was. That was apparently Commando YOLO that they executed. Moved in, the wailing arrow hits home. They move back in just such a close spot, and Zeratul says thank you very much, jumps in, and then the apocalypse just takes them apart. Level 14 versus 13, Haunted Mines. What a crazy turnaround here. Absolutely amazing to see that from Fancy. Assassin's Blade on level 13 now, Evasive Fire, Giant Killer on the right click Vala in this game, and we're having the Shrink Ray. Diablo, not quite certain what he wants to go for on level 13 right now. I mean, he has a couple of options, Relentless is one of them, and against a hero like ETC and also Krolo and his Malfurion, that's something that you definitely can go for. Throw in Tyrande with her stun and you have a deal, but still, this is getting insane. Over here, Davis doesn't have his heroic, the Owl misses, they know he's there, but now it's the fight for those skulls. But it's a 4 versus 5, Zeratul is not with the team, they need to move back, and this is going to be tricky. They are all escaping up to the top. and that root didn't hit anybody. And at the same time, Devis is starting to take skulls. He has 16 already. Over here, the jump in! They move in, move out. It's that elevator game, trying to keep them at the entrance, I suppose, while Zeratul is getting the skulls. And he's using that. He's using that time that they bought him and is going great for it. At this time, we're having over here, Zeratul again? Against Illidan, maybe? Nope. Doesn't really want to take that fight just yet. Okay, so at this point, Devis and Nanda are fighting it out. And... oh, he's blinking away, but I don't think that was enough. Oh, with the heroic ability, he kills him. Very well done. Down to the bot lane, on the other hand. It's 4 versus 4. The Maw only hitting 1 hero. Tongjae is getting low. And here comes the cleanse. But 3 heroes dead, 4 heroes dead. And that is game. So, well, Krolo, Guccio, and Dark Onyx, they still survive. That was the quadruple kill against Team Fancy now. This is the back-to-back battle between those teams. Just one team wipe. One team wipe after another. Every single time, 4 heroes dying, and without the heroic abilities this time, they couldn't really get that off. They actually used the heroics in that fight at the bottom entrance. The problem is that without Zeratul, they didn't get the Void prison setup, and without that, they are not able to execute their combo. So it's still 69 skulls against 31, level 15 versus 15 in this case. This is a crazy game. Crazy turn of the winds, like twice in a row right now. A nice dynamic in the game, and it looks like Alternate is attempting to end the game here. They are moving in. Are they going for the Siege Shines and steal those away first? Well, they were thinking about it, that's for sure. Oh, Dark Onyx hit by the Singularity Spike. Blumby, they're getting very aggressive, moving out far on the map, trying to fight that fight before the Golem comes into play. But now those skulls are ready and the Golem is making its way over towards the core and attacking the shields. Darkmok is already back. Over here we're having Nanda. Everybody is still in position there. The entire Alternate team is moving to the right side of the map. Level 16 talents are going to hit any second. That boss is, of course, the main thing that you have to deal with right now. Is Zeratul getting his setup once again? Is he going to get it? 2 heroes. Only 2 heroes that time caught. Here comes Apocalypse, and they're going for it. They don't get a single kill this time, though. Nanda is eliminated. Oh, the 4-man Maw buying them so much time. And suddenly that core is about to be eliminated. This could be the game. This could be Alternate advancing to the finals. Are they going to be able to make it? Here comes the mosh pit, but that boss is mercilessly taking down the hit points of the core, and this is game GG as Alternate advances to the final of the Go4Heroes tournament.
Yeah, pretty cool game. A little bit short, but very, very like energetic, I want to say, dynamic, and we had, of course, at the end of the day, Alternate taking it against Fancy. But a pretty fun game. I really must say that I enjoy matches on Haunted Mines. They're always super fun. In this case, it was a bit of a quickie, but still it was pretty damn good. So I hope that you enjoyed it as well. If you did, then hit that like button on YouTube. I'm going to make sure in the future to get you as many games on like maps like Haunted Mines and also Tomb of the Spider Queen, maps that we don't see all that often, so that you guys have a bit more variety there. Hope you enjoyed the match today, and guys, make sure that you also subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done that yet. I'm going to see you next time for more Heroes of the Storm here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day. Bye bye.